In previous tutorials, I've demonstrated how to create simple line style drawings from photos by using some of the tool settings in the pen tool. But Inkscape has come a very long way since then, and there's now a better way to do this using the Power Stroke path effect. In this lesson, I'll be showing you how. So let's go over how you can use this handy feature in Inkscape. We're going to start off by drawing a single line using the Bezier pen, which is located over here in your toolbar, or you can access it by pressing the letter B on your keyboard. I'm going to click on the canvas once to create a point, and then I'm going to hold Control on the keyboard and move the line straight across my screen like that, and then click again to create another point, and then I can let go of Control, and then I'm going to close the path by pressing Enter on the keyboard, and now we have a single line here, as you can see. Now what I'm going to do is grab the Edit Paths by Nodes tool, which is located over here, and I'm going to click and drag on this line like this just to give it a little bit of a curve. And then I'm going to click on these nodes over here, and I'm going to get access to these handles and use these handles to make this line dip down over here and then rise up over here. So we have a fluid curved line like that. Now I'm creating this because this is a good way to depict what this path effect does. So once we've done that, let's grab the selection tool. We now have our line selected. I'm going to open up the Path Effects menu by going to Path and selecting Path Effects. And with this line selected, I want to click this little plus icon down here in the bottom right corner to add a new path effect. And the path effect that we're going to be adding from this list is called Power Stroke. Now instead of trying to navigate through this list and find it, you can just use the search bar up here and type in Power. And it should come up right over there. As you can see, Power Stroke, click on that. And now we have a power stroke applied. What we want to do to edit this power stroke is come back over here to the Edit Paths by Nodes tool. And you'll notice on your path, you should see 3 pink nodes. Let me zoom in a little bit. I'm going to hold Control and roll up the mouse wheel so you can see it better. There's one pink node right here in the center point of the path. And then over here, there's another pink point on the left-hand side of the path, or otherwise known as the start point of the path, where you originally drew the path first. And then over here towards the end point, there's another pink path. Now, all of these handles allow you to change the width of your stroke. So if I click and drag on this pink path right here, you can see the stroke is becoming wider as I move it like this. And if I use this handle down here, I can make this end of the line wider as well. I could even move this the opposite way and get like a little bit of a crossover effect there. But I'm going to use this to make this about that size, and then I'll do the same thing over here. I'll make this about that size. And another thing that you can do is you can move the location of these handles so that you can change the width of any particular spot of your line, as you see me doing here. I could give this line a bulge over here so that this kind of looks like a leaf or a paintbrush maybe. Or I could bring this down here so that we end up with maybe it looks more like a follicle of hair or something like that. Okay, so let me put this back over here. Let me show you what some of these tool settings are over here in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Now, if you notice, there's a start cap and then there's an end cap. The start cap is the beginning of the path that you originally drew, and the end cap is the end of the path that was most recently finished. Now, if I change this, by default, it's set to 0 width. If I want to change the start cap to rounded, or to, let's say, for example, butt, it ends up with a flat edge like that. So you could take this handle and bring this over here like this and pull this all the way out. So you get this sort of effect right here where it kind of looks like a wispy hair. Okay, so let me undo that. And then there's other settings in here you could try as well. You can make this peak, which ends up with something like this right here. Or you can make this round so that you have a rounded path like that. You can make this square so that you have a squared path. And then 0 width takes you back to the starting point with the fine tip like that. So let's put this tool into context and use it to create a simple abstract mountain range logo. I'm going to grab the Bezier pen and I'm going to create some points on my canvas in the shape of a mountaintop with a couple of peaks, as you can see here like this. And I'll press enter. And now I'm going to add the power stroke path effect as we did previously. Grab the Edit Paths by Nodes tool. I'm going to use my pink handles over here to make this a little wider. I'm going to use this handle over here and put this towards the top of the base of the leg so that it looks a little more consistent. There we go. And I want this side to be a little thicker than the rest of it, so I'll make that a little bigger like that. Now, if you notice here, the corners of this mountain range are rounded. The reason why that happens is because the default setting over here in the tool settings, where it says join, is rounded by default. If you want corners there, what I would recommend doing is selecting miter. And as you can see, now we get sharp corners like that. Or if you're working with curved paths, sometimes you'll want to use extrapolated arc as well if the corners don't show up using miter. For this demonstration, we'll be sticking with miter. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to create another line. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to draw a line over here, start a point right there, start another point right there, and press enter on the keyboard. And I'm going to grab the Edit Paths by Nodes tool, and I'm just going to click and drag this down like that. And I'll take this and I'll maybe bring this line up like that. Maybe bring this one down a little more. We want a nice fluid curve here. And I'm going to update my mountain range to accommodate this swoosh a little bit. I'm going to take this side right here and move that up a little bit. That's a little better. And now I'm going to apply a power stroke to this line right here. Use my nodes right here to make this wider. Make this a little wider. And then make this a little wider. And maybe even make this a little wider. Okay, that's looking a lot better. And I'm just going to adjust this a little bit, make sure this is looking the way I'd like it to look. And there we go. I'd say that's good enough. So what I'm going to do now is grab this selection tool. As you can see here, we have created a very simple abstract mountain logo. Now at any point you can go back and edit the nodes of these tools. You can go back and edit the width of these lines over here like that, of the power stroke. And if at any point you want to finalize this so that it becomes an editable path, all you have to do is select everything and go to Path, Object to Path. And if you go back to your Nodes tool, now you can see that this is an individual path that was created using that power stroke function. So I think that should do it for today's tutorial. That is how you can use the power stroke path effect in Inkscape. Before I end this video, if you found this lesson useful, then consider checking out my Inkscape Masterclass. It's a collection of over 60 videos where I go over all of the tools and features in Inkscape, and I explain what they are and demonstrate how they work. Kind of like how I did in this video. We even have a private community where you can ask questions and get help from me anytime you want. And best of all, there's no monthly membership fees. You just pay $17 one time and you're in for life. I'll have some information about that in the description of the video if you want to check that out. As always, thanks for watching.